So today we're going to talk about something that's a really big deal for millions of people. The massive digital transformation of Thailand's Student Loan Fund, which you might know as the Call Y'all Saw, or GYS. Now, this isn't just about getting some new computers. No, this is a complete reimagining of how you create educational opportunities for an entire country. Okay, let's get into it.
For pretty much anyone who's dealt with the fund in the past, you know the drill, right? We're talking mountains of paperwork, incredibly confusing forms, and then just waiting and waiting. It felt like a system designed to put up walls instead of opening doors. So the big question they had to ask was, how do we fix this for good?
I absolutely love this quote from the project's strategy docs because it just nails the problem. See, you can take a clunky, old paper process and just put it online, but all you've really done is create a digital version of the same old headache. You haven't really transformed anything. To do that, you have to throw out the old map and build a brand new expressway from scratch. So what was the answer? Well, it was something called the Digital Economy Plan, or DE Plan. And this was way more than just an IT project. It was about setting a completely new destination for the entire organization. The ultimate destination was to become a smart organization. And look, that's not just some corporate buzzword. It's a very clear vision for an organization that uses its data to actually serve people better, to run more efficiently, and really importantly, to empower its own staff to make smarter choices. And this vision is really built on four main pillars that all have to work together. You can't just have flashy, smart services for the public. You also need smart operations running smoothly behind the scenes, smart offices where people can do their best work, and maybe most critically, smart people, staff who feel empowered by all this new technology, not like they're being replaced by it. Okay, so that's the big picture. But how do you actually build a smart organization? Well, you need a seriously powerful engine room. So let's pop the hood and look at the 5 key pieces of tech that make this whole thing run. First up, you need a big data platform. The easiest way to think about this is like the organization's new digital brain. It's built to handle a mind-boggling amount of data. We're talking petabytes here. And it brings everything from loan applications to payment histories into one single place. One source of truth. But here's the thing about raw data. It's messy. It's chaotic. That's where automated data engineering comes in. The system has these smart little pipelines that automatically scoop up all that data, clean it, sort it, and get it ready for analysis. This just crushes the amount of human error and turns a process that took weeks into something that takes hours. Okay, now you've got all this beautiful, clean data. What do you do with it? You have to make it easy to understand. Using business intelligence tools, you might have heard of Power BI or Tableau, staff can now build their own dashboards. They don't have to file a ticket with IT and wait 2 weeks for a report. They can literally just drag, drop, and get answers right away. It's huge. And this is where things get really futuristic. The system uses high-performance computing, basically super-fast hardware, to power all the artificial intelligence and machine learning models. This is the engine that lets the system do amazing things, like predict which students might be struggling with payments, or even use generative AI to help write new policies. Finally, and this is non-negotiable, you have to talk about security. We're talking about the sensitive, personal data of over 7 million loan accounts. It has to be locked down tight. So the new system uses an AI-powered security operations center. This thing doesn't just look for old viruses. It analyzes behavior to spot and stop brand new, never-before-seen threats before they can cause any harm. All right, that's a lot of tech talk, but technology for its own sake is pretty meaningless, right? The real question, the one that truly matters, is what does all this change for the actual people who use the system every day, the students, the staff, the universities, everyone?
For students, the change is just night and day. The old way was a nightmare of physical documents, even things like hand-drawn maps to their houses. Now, the application is 100% digital. But the real game changer is what happens after you get the loan. Instead of just chasing people down when they miss a payment, the AI can actually predict who might be headed for trouble and reach out with help before it becomes a problem.
The lives of the fund's own officers have been totally transformed too. Before, their days were just eaten up by mind-numbing data entry and trying to hunt down information from 10 different spreadsheets. Now, so much of that is automated. They've gone from being, process followers to being actual knowledge workers who can use their brains to solve real problems. And don't forget the universities. They were stuck in the middle of all this. The old system of manual data entry was super slow, full of errors, and often meant tuition payments were late. Now, thanks to APIs, their computer systems and talk directly and securely to the fund's systems. Data flows automatically, and the money shows up on time. It's just seamless. This is such a great example of the whole smarter, not harder idea. In the past, when it came to legal action, it was basically a blanket approach for everyone who was overdue. Now, the AI calculates something called a propensity to pay score. This lets the legal teams focus their energy on the cases where they can actually make a difference and maybe guide others toward a different solution. It saves everyone time and money.
So, when you put all these pieces together, what does the future of this fund really look like? Well, the results aren't just ideas on a PowerPoint slide. They are real, tangible, and honestly, pretty amazing.
Let's just start with one number. A single, really powerful number. The new system has slashed the average loan approval time by over 80%. Think about that. What used to take weeks, sometimes even months, now gets done in just a few days. For a student anxiously waiting to find out if they can go to school, that's absolutely life-changing. And that incredible speed is just one piece of the puzzle. The overall outcomes are huge. Money is now going more accurately to the students who need it most. Default rates are going down because of that proactive support we talked about. The whole operation is just way more efficient. And all of this leads to the ultimate goal: building a sustainable, revolving fund that can keep supporting new generations of students without constantly needing more government money. And this quote right here, this just perfectly captures the new mindset. The student loan fund is no longer just a lender that processes paperwork. It's becoming a strategic investor in the single most valuable asset a country has: its people. You know, this whole project is such a powerful blueprint for how public service can be reinvented. And it leaves us with a really big question to think about. If one agency can go from paving old cowpaths to building digital expressways, what other essential services could be totally reimagined to make all of our lives better?